In this video, I'm going to teach you how to sidechain reverb and delay. First of all, when you're sidechaining something like delay to vocals, whenever your vocals get louder than a certain point, the delay will get quieter, so it can create space for the main vocal to sit and not be washed out by the delay. What does sidechaining mean? Sidechaining is compression. Compression is when a signal gets above a certain level, it will become compressed, which means it gets quieter. Now, here's an example of some sidechain delay from one of my songs called Lovesick.
I won't wait until you feel the same. Waste my time, my love is left in vain.
You hear how at the end of the phrases, you can hear the delay get louder? That's because I have sidechained compression onto the delay. Now let me play the vocals without the sidechained compression on the delay.
I won't wait until you feel the same.
The delay washes out the vocal, right? And it makes it so that you can't articulate what I'm saying because the delay is just so loud. So the first thing that you want to do is obviously route your vocal to the mixer, which I have right here on this mixer track where it says main vox.
I won't wait until you feel the same.
The next thing that you want to do is you want to route your vocal to another mixer track. And how you do that is you click on your vocal track, you go to where your delay track is, and you just left click it. And now your main vocal is routed to your delay. The reason that you do this is because your delay is now on a separate channel. It's not on the same channel as your main vocal, so you can put effects on the delay itself, not on the entire vocal. So after you've routed your main vocal to the delay channel, you're going to want to load up a delay plugin on that delay track. I'm going to use H-Delay because I like it. Let me just dial in the settings. Quarter note, ping pong. You want to make sure that no matter what delay plugin you're using, that your wet is set to 100%. 0% dry, you want 100% wet. So if you were using, say, like Fruity Delay 3 or something, you want to make sure that on this output, the wet is set all the way to the right, 100%. This is so that on this channel, there's only the delay signal coming through, that there's no raw vocal coming through. It's only going to be from what's on this delay. The next thing you want to do is load up a Fruity limiter on your delay track. If you want to use any other plugins on this delay track, like add some reverb or any like stereo imaging or whatever, that's fine. Just make sure that Fruity limiter is the last thing on your chain. This limiter is going to be what's compressing the delay every time the vocal kicks in. The first thing you want to do on Fruity limiter is make sure it's set to compression mode. And then you want to go to this sidechain right here. You want to right click it and then click on your vocal track, which for me is main vox. So now the sidechain is set up to where every single time the vocal is playing, this Fruity limiter will compress the delay signal. So to dial in the compression settings, you want to lower the threshold. And if you don't know what the threshold is on a compressor, it basically is when a signal gets above the threshold, that's when it'll start becoming compressed, which means it'll get quieter. So whenever the vocal kicks in above the level of the threshold, then the delay signal will get compressed and become quieter so that it'll make more room for your vocal. The next thing you want to do is turn up your ratio. The ratio is just the amount of compression that you're doing. Personally, I would just use the ratio all the way up 20:1. You probably want a lot of compression being done, but whatever, use it to taste. And then if you want to also, you could dial in the knee, the attack and the release. The knee on a compressor is basically just how aggressively or smoothly the compressor transitions between the uncompressed signal and your compressed signal. So if you want it to be like a harsh transition, you can turn the knee up, which I personally like. I like the sound of that, especially when I'm sidechaining delay or reverb. You want it to kind of like cut out pretty hard to make room for your vocal. And then the attack is how quickly the compressor starts working once the signal goes above the threshold. I personally just leave this all the way down because you just want the delay to get out of the way of your vocal as soon as it comes in. And then the release on a compressor determines how quickly the compressor stops compressing a signal after it falls below the threshold. So basically, whenever your vocal stops, how long after that do you want the compressor to stop? But realistically, what really matters is the threshold, getting the threshold right, and then turning up the ratio so it compresses more. You don't really have to mess with the attack, release, and knee, but if you want to, you can. So this threshold here is really important because once the vocal goes above this, that's when the compression is going to start occurring. So if you have the threshold all the way up, the compressor isn't going to work at all.
I won't wait until you.
But if you have it all the way down,
I won't wait until you feel this.
It's going to compress it so hard that you don't hear anything. So you want it, somewhere in the middle.
I won't wait until you feel the same.
Just mess with it until the delay is out of the way of your vocal, the way that you like it. So now let me play that in context with the beat. This is going to be without the sidechain compression.
I won't wait until you feel the same. Waste my time, my love is left in vain.
It's way too much, right? It washes out the vocal, it's too loud. It makes it so you can't articulate what I'm even saying. It's overwhelming. But then once you add in the sidechain compression on the delay so that it ducks down every time that the vocal plays, it sounds like this.
I won't wait until you feel the same. Waste my time, my love is left in vain.
Sounds a lot better now, right? Here I'm going to show you that this works the same on reverb. So, okay, I'm going to route my main vocal to my reverb. Let me just dial in this reverb too. Just go cathedral preset. Make sure your draw's all the way down. Wet's all the way up. Let me just dial this in a little bit. And then again, load up your fruity limiter. Make sure it's set on compression mode. Set the sidechain to your vocal track, which for me is main vox. Turn down the threshold, turn up the ratio. Then let me just exaggerate the reverb so you can really hear it going up and down.
I won't wait until you feel the same. Wait.
Now, obviously I wouldn't have the reverb that loud, but I'm just showing you it works the same exact way with reverb. So that's how you sidechain delay and reverb in FL Studio. You don't necessarily have to use Fruity Limiter for this. It just is really useful because it's a stock plugin in FL Studio. You could realistically use any compressor. This was an example of sidechain delay and reverb in my song Lovesick. Go ahead and check it out in the description if you're interested. And leave any comments if you have any questions. If you want to see more tutorials like this, let me know. I got infinite sauce to spill. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.